Hello friends, welcome into today's class. We have a sun salutation inspired flow. We will be doing a couple rounds of sun sal to warm up, but then we'll start to explore some more balancing and hip opening poses. Spice things up a little bit. So we'll start in a seat. Find a nice comfortable seat, sit up tall, and take a few moments here at the start of our practice today to just settle in. Maybe you allow your eyes to close or your gaze to soften. Find where your hands feel the most comfortable, whether that's palms down, can feel more protected, palms up, can feel more open and accepting. And maybe you place your hands over your heart for more comfort. Your palms at the heart center. Notice your breath. Notice your body, where you may be holding any tension. Noticing the sounds around us, the temperature of the room or the outside, maybe any smells around. And just finding presence. And feel free to stay here as long as feels good to get settled in, or if you're just enjoying the peace and quiet and the stillness, pause this video, take a few more moments. But if you're ready, we'll all meet palms down on our knees. On an inhale, we'll squeeze shoulder blades up to the ears. Exhale, relax, down and back. We'll repeat this a couple more times. Inhaling to squeeze up, nice and slow. Exhale, down and back. One more. Inhale to squeeze. Maybe you feel this way throughout the day, or maybe you do but don't notice it. You can naturally come to tighten. And exhale to relax. And we'll start to warm up gently through the neck. So start to nod the head yes. Careful on how high you go up with your chin. Always want to feel comfortable in the neck, not like we're forcing. And then we'll shake the head no. I really wish I could totally do it. I think I'm going to spend more time like researching what birds are around. I know we have cardinals right there. I think that's who's singing right now. But I'm very curious. Another fun hobby to do. Anyways, and then start to draw one ear over one shoulder. And then to the other side. I'll go a couple more times on both sides. And then we'll find neutral spine, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, arms overhead, shoulders still down and back and relaxed. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes to the right knee, right fingertips behind. On your inhale, think about lengthening through the spine. And exhale, maybe you deepen your twist. One more breath here. On your next inhale, right hand reaches up and over for your left knee and round the spine. Tuck your chin into your chest. Really feel the space between your shoulder blades as they pull apart. One deep breath here. Exhale. And on an inhale, sit up and we'll twist to the left. Left fingertips coming behind us. A couple rounds of breath here. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, round. Left hand reaches open over for the right knee. Feel the space. And then sit up, neutral spine, and we'll find Malasana, yogi squat. So however it looks for you to get there. Meet feet wide and planted, toes slightly out, and hips low. You can meet your palms at heart center. Or maybe it feels better to palms on the mat for support. Up to you. We'll take a couple rounds of breath. So here on your inhale, think about lengthening the spine, crown of the head reaches up. And exhale, maybe you soften. Inhale, open up to the right. Right hand comes down, left hand up and overhead. And we'll take it to the other side. Find a little play, a little flow. Slightly deepen your hip opening and start to open up through the chest. A couple rounds of breath here. Maybe you reach for a bind, hands interlace behind. And when you're ready, palms find the mat. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs, find wide forward fold. So feet will stay slightly wider than hip width. So we'll find a little bit of play here. On an inhale, lower down Malasana, shine the chest forward. Exhale, forward fold. Couple rounds here. Inhale, lower down, shine the chest. Exhale, forward fold. One more. Inhale, Malasana. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll make our way over to the front of our mat and walk the feet slightly closer in for your normal forward fold. Opposite option to grab opposite elbows for ragdoll. Sway side to side. And release the hands to the mat, and we'll find some twists here. So plant your left hand in the center. Maybe you grab a block or a couple books to help bring the earth to you. So we inhale, right hand reaches up for a twist. May feel good to bend your left knee, kind of jam it into your left armpit, but gently, a gentle jam. Exhale, lower down, take it to the other side. Right hand plants, left hand reaches up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, lower. Find a little bit of a play. You can move to your breath, your pace. And we'll meet both hands planted in our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back position. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rise to mountain, crown of the head last to rise. Beautiful. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, side stretch right. Grab your left wrist with your right hand and gently pull it over to the right. You can deepen the stretch by taking your left foot behind you towards the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, side stretch to the left. On your next inhale, arms come overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Finding our flow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back to plank. And we'll lower all the way down to our bellies. Inhale, baby cobra or full upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. I'm going to take this thing off. Inhale, heels up, gaze up. Exhale, make it to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms overhead. Maybe you find a slight back bend. Engage your glutes. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, hop back, a plank. An option to take a full chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Do a couple more rounds. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, heels up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Maybe you find a back bend. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths. Inhale, heels up, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, hands at heart center. Beautiful. We're going to find some marches here. So hands come down to our side. Inhale, arms up. Right knee hugs into the chest. Exhale, lower. Inhale, march left side. Exhale, lower. Taking a few rounds of these, firing up the core. Squeezing everything in when we come up. Tapping into our balance, rooting through all four corners of our standing foot. And then we'll meet with your right knee lifted. Inhale. Exhale, find a twist. Left hand finds the right knee. Right hand reaches back. Maybe your gaze follows. Maybe you find your drishti somewhere, your focal point. Remember to root through all four corners of the left foot. Can help to find a little micro bend to help you reground. On an inhale, cartwheel the arms up overhead, keeping the right knee lifted. And exhale, reach forward, right heel reaches back, warrior three. Holding here, the hands can come to heart center, or they can come behind us for airplane arms. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, lower the right foot. Inhale, hands reach up, high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. One round of breath here. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your front leg. Left hand reaches up and overhead. Right hand can find your left hip crease, or it can travel down your right leg. Inhale. And exhale, chaturanga, or cartwheel our arms over to square our left foot. Send it back, three-legged dog. And take your vinyasa option to keep the left leg lifted. We'll all meet downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. Maybe you grab your water or take a child's pose. Inhale, gaze forward, heels up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms overhead. Find your back bend if that feels good. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to find our march again. When you're ready, arms drop down. Inhale, left knee rises. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right knee. Repeat this a few rounds. Find your pace. Moving with your breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. And then we'll meet left knee lifted. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Grab your left knee with your right hand and left hand reaches back. Notice how you might feel more stable or maybe a little more wobbly on this side. It's totally okay. You can always come near a wall. If you fall, just try to get back up. Then inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior three. Left heel kicks back, energy extending through the heel. Hands can stay reaching forward, triceps hugging the ears. On your next inhale, lower down, high lunge. Take a round of breath. Inhale. And on an exhale, open up, warrior two. Gazing past the right middle finger. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, cartwheel the arms, chaturanga. All meet in downward dog, taking a few breaths. Inhale, heels up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Find a back bend. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Right knee hugs in. Exhale, find your twist. Left knee grabs the knee. Left hand grabs the knee. Right hand reaches back. Maybe here you go to reach for the right big toe or the inner arch of the right foot. You go to straighten this leg. Couple rounds of breath here. Energy drawing up through the arch of the left foot. Finding our balance. Embracing the shakes. And on an inhale, we're going to release the foot. Hands come up. Exhale, warrior three. Take a couple breaths. And on your next inhale, lower down, high lunge. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale to reverse triangle. Exhale, chaturanga. Take a few breaths. Inhale, gaze forward, heels up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, left knee lifts. Exhale, twist. Maybe you go to straighten that left leg. And when you're ready, release the leg. Arms overhead. Exhale, warrior three. Hold here. And on an inhale, lower down, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, chaturanga. And take a few breaths in your downward dog. One more round on both sides, adding a little more on. And we'll close out. Inhale, gaze forward, heels up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, right knee hugs in. Exhale, find your twist. Maybe you straighten that leg. Take a couple breaths. On your next inhale, arms come overhead, leg stays lifted. And then adding on here, exhale, finding revolved half moon. So heading in towards our warrior three, but our right fingertips meet the mat, left hand comes up. Taking a couple breaths here, strong in our left standing leg. And on our next inhale, we're gonna find revolved high lunge. So torso stays facing left. Inhale, right foot meets the mat. And right hand reaches overhead, finding our revolved exalted high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior two, other side of the mat. Inhale, reverse triangle. Adding on here, exhale, pyramid pose. So we're going to square the front foot. We're going to kick our right foot up and slightly closer in. All 10 toes facing forward. Inhale, shine the chest forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then from here, we'll take a vinyasa and repeat on the other side. Option to take some handstand hops here. And then we'll meet eventually in a downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths. That was a crazy sound. Inhale, gaze forward, heels up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, back bend. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, left knee hugs in. Find your twist, maybe you straighten. Inhale, arms up, leg stays lifted. Exhale, revolved half moon. So going through our warrior three, left hand meets the mat, right hand reaches overhead. Torso opens towards the right. Couple breaths here. Strong in that standing leg. And on an inhale, find revolved high lunge. So you can, option here, you can try to find some balance on your way, lift the left hand, float the left foot down, or you can leave your left hand planted or left fingertips planted as you find your left foot. See, to me, that's almost harder, but find what works for you or what feels good. We'll all meet revolved high lunge. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. And exhale, pyramid pose. Square the front foot. As we set up, left foot comes slightly closer. Shorten our stance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then you can move on to your chaturanga, your vinyasa, or maybe you take some handstand hops. Or if there's another inversion you've been wanting to work on or practice and you feel properly warmed up, now would be a great time. And then we'll meet in a child's pose whenever you're ready. And then from child's pose, we'll thread the needle. Left hand finds the center, right hand slides under as the outer right shoulder kisses the mat. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can always enter the standard thread the needle from tabletop going this way. Find your thread the needle, your release. And we'll take it to the other side. And come through tabletop and find pigeon pose. Right knee comes behind the right wrist. Left ankle can be behind the left wrist, or you can hug it in, whatever feels better. Holding the hips to square forward. Left hip pulling down towards the mat. You should feel this in your outer right hip. Might feel like you're stretching your IT band in a way. We'll take a few moments here. Maybe it feels good to come down to the forearms for a deeper stretch. You can rest your head on the mat. Find what feels good. When you're ready, come up, come to sit onto your right hip, opening up to face the left side of our mat. I'll turn around so y'all can see. And then take some 90-90 folds with the knees. I feel like a nice counter stretch after that deep hip stretch. And take both legs out wide and long. Find a straddle fold. So the backs of our thighs are pressing into the mat, feet active, toes reaching up to the sky. And maybe you can walk your fingertips forward, finding a gentle fold. Couple more breaths here. Come up and find our pigeon to the back of the mat. So you'll go with your left foot bent in front. And get set up here. Notice how it may feel different on this side. Then we'll open up, same thing, 90-90 folds. If you're looking for a deeper hip mobility exercise here, and your legs are bent one way, you can come up, send the hips forward. Same thing on the other side. And then we'll take the legs out wide. One more time. Find your fold. Maybe you feel you can go a little deeper this time. And then when you're ready, I'll set up for Shavasana. This can be the hardest pose for some because it requires you to just be present and still and one with your thoughts and your body. And I encourage you not to skip it. I know it can be very easy to do when you're at home, but even if it's just for a couple minutes, I invite you to find some presence, find stillness, relax. We'll come laying on our backs, palms facing up, or if it feels better to have palms on your belly or one over your heart, one over your stomach. Find what makes you feel comfortable. And we'll stay here for a few minutes, letting all of our hard work soak in, letting all of our tension and stress just melt away into the mat, into the earth, supporting us. Allow any thoughts that come in to just acknowledge them and then allow them to just float on by. There's absolutely no rush. In fact, I encourage you to take longer if you're able. If you're ready, start to bring awareness back into the body. Wiggle the toes, roll the ankles. And then on an inhale, arms reach up overhead, like a full body stretch, like it's first thing in the morning. Exhale, have both knees into your chest and give yourself a big hug. Thank yourselves for showing up today. Thank your body for all that it does for you, both on and off the mat. And then when you're ready, we'll come up into a seat and come up through fetal or slowly come up, however that looks for you. And then we'll take one last collective breath together from all over the world. And inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. And bow your head. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. I hope you all have a lovely day and you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Instagram. It all helps support more free yoga with Paige, with me, and Jasper. So I really appreciate all of you. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.